Welcome to Meetings in Math. Today we're going to be doing adding rational numbers, and we're going to be extending our patterns from adding integers to rational numbers. So what patterns from adding integers can be used for adding rational numbers? You are going to need something to write with, either a pen or a pencil. Your Jaguar jots on page 16, it should say 2.2 at the top, adding rational numbers. And as always, your problem solving skills. So let's get right into this. So let's look at example number 1. We have negative 5/8 plus 3/8. So if the fractions have common denominators, add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Use the rules you've learned for adding integers. So I like to rewrite it. So make sure you keep that negative with the 5. So you have negative 5 plus 3 all over 8. And so we use those rules. So that negative 5 plus 3. So negative 5 plus 3 is a negative 2. And then we always reduce, so we can divide negative 2 and 8 by 2. And so we will end up with a negative 1/4. So that's the essence of how to do this. And we'll go ahead and now do some more complex problems. If the fractions do not have common denominators, find equivalent fractions with a common denominator before adding. Be careful to copy the sign of the original fraction. Let's underline that. Copy the sign of the original fraction. Put the negative in front of the numerator to make it easier. So negative can float around. We're going to put it up top. So we can see here that we've already started. We know that 3 and 5 have a common denominator of 15. So when you're doing this, remember you are multiplying by an equivalent of 1. So you need to multiply the top and the bottom by the same number. So I multiplied by 5, negative 2 times 5. So that negative is going with the 2. So negative 2 times 5 is a negative 10. I'm going to multiply this by 3 because that's how I'm going to get to that 15. So negative 3 times 3 is a negative 9. Again, I like to rewrite it into one problem where my numerator is all together on the top. So negative 10 plus a negative 9 all over 15. So negative 10 plus negative 9 is a negative 19 fifths. And we're going to go ahead and leave it just like that. It's okay to leave things as this improper fraction. We don't have to take it to a mixed number anymore. Sometimes you might be asked to. If you are, go ahead and do that, but this is just fine. And so we're just going to leave it there. All right, so our very last example, I'd like you to actually try this one on your own and then come back and see how you did. All right, now that you tried it on your own, let's see how you did. So I look at my 4 and my 5, and I could go through and do lots of different things. Sometimes it's just easiest to go, okay, 5 is my denominator here, so I'll multiply top and bottom by 5. So remember, the reason we're doing this is a 1. So you have to remember that this here is 1. That's why it's equivalent, and we're not changing it any. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. And I'm going to multiply this by 4 over 4. Please make sure you write the 4 over 4, not just 4. Those are different things. If I had just written a 4, that means I was making it 4 times bigger. In this case, I'm multiplying by 1. I'm making an equivalent fraction. So remember, this is negative 2. So that will be a negative 8 over 20. So I have 15 plus negative 8 over 20. My answer is 7/20. So if you're still learning and need practice with your integer rules, remember when you're going to do your integer part right here, because that is integer addition, you can always use your number lines, your counters, or your scorecard method. Either one of those is just fine to use, or you can just use your rules. Any of those work. What I did was I did 15 minus 8. So I know that I could have rewritten that as 15 minus 8, or just remember adding a negative is subtracting. Always be sure to write the final answer in simplest form or reduced form. All right. So that's it for today. We applied our integer rules to rational numbers for addition. And I would like you today to practice some problems in your independent study. Remember to be kind out there. Everybody needs a little kindness in their life, and we'll see you again real soon.